Solo Survivor. Food preparation video!
Today we are going to prepare vegetables for our backcountry hike and the backyard hike. So the vegetables are going to be used for the rice recipe. The mushrooms are going to be used for the pasta recipe and for the rice recipe. So I'm going to dehydrate 4 portions of the mushrooms, 2 portions of the pepper, and 2 portions of the peas. I'm not really sure what 1 portion is. It might be making meals for 2 people at a time here. I'll find out when I'm doing the backyard hike as to whether I'm making too much. So I'll prepare the mushrooms, get them all cut up. Same with all the rest. I've got the peas soaking in water because they're frozen peas, and I'm just going to throw them right on the dehydrator from frozen. And I will prep it all, and then I'll show you how I lay it out on my trays. I've prepared all of the vegetables on the trays. So I've got 2 cups of peas, and I always figure that 1 tray is 2 servings. So I've laid the peas out on parchment paper. I don't have fruit leather trays, so I use parchment paper. I've got the 1 red pepper, and then I've got 2 trays of mushrooms, and that should be 4 servings of mushrooms there. So I'm going to put it on the dehydrator overnight, and I'll check it in the morning. I figure it'll take about 8 to 10 hours, maybe even 12 hours for some of these. So I will let it run, and then I'm going to package them up into individual servings, as I mentioned, and then later on I'll show how I combine them all into recipes. Okay, so for the rice stir fry, I've got it all put together here. I call it a stir fry. It really isn't. I don't know. But it's definitely tasty looking. So I've got it all in a bag. So this one I'm just going to go throw in the freezer. Use this one for the backcountry hike. And then I'll put this all together here and use it for the backyard hike. So what I've got in it is some red pepper. That's half the tray of the dehydrated red pepper that I started. Half a tray of the dehydrated mushrooms. I've dated and written on them as well. I've got half a tray of those frozen peas that I dehydrated. Ground beef. This is half a pound. I didn't do a video on ground beef. Fellow YouTube person named Pine Martin, they've got a great video on how to dehydrate ground beef, and so I'll refer you to that to learn how to do it. I won't reinvent the wheel. I did it their way, and it seems to work pretty good, although I've never eaten it. I'm sure it'll be great. So this here is dehydrated ground beef, and then I've got instant rice, 1 cup of instant rice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to boil up some water, throw some peas in there, and then get these cooking ahead of time. I learned the hard way that the frozen peas take a little longer to cook than I would like. And then I'll put those in a separate pot, use the remaining water, top it up to 1 cup of water, a little bit over a cup, throw in the beef, all the rest of these guys, start to rehydrate that, get her boiling really good, and then I'm going to throw in the rice, stir it all up, put a lid on top, and leave it for 5 or 10 minutes, and it should all fluff together. Oh, with the peas as well, but I'll show you when I get there. Anyway, this is the rice stir fry recipe. Thanks for joining me.